Hi, my name is Ernest, and in this video tutorial, I'm really excited to show you the new search statistics feature that has been upgraded in Ajax Search Pro version 4.28. All right, so let's go to the dashboard onto the Ajax Search Pro search statistics menu. And as you may notice, this looks a little bit different from the rest of Ajax Search Pro because this is a completely new design that I've made from scratch, and I'm hoping to extend this whole thing, this whole concept, this whole UI to the whole of the plugin. And you will be greeted with this warning that the statistics needs to be enabled if you haven't had been enabled in the previous version. So you can just click there and click this enable and scroll down and save. Now the statistics are recording. I believe, let's go back to the real-time panel, the very first panel on the sidebar. I believe this is one of my favorites. This is actually showing in a 5-second interval the live searches on the website. It's been turned off for a while here just for this presentation, but if I go to the website and I do like a search, it should, here we go, it already showed up, and it says that I was the user through a desktop at this time doing this phrase through this search and on this page, and it even shows how many results have been displayed and how many results have been found actually. So I believe this is one of the more exciting pages on the new statistics, that you can actually watch what the users are doing. And if I'm being honest, I do enjoy watching this from time to time. But let's move on. Most importantly, you can track the search volume. The search volume represents how many searches have been made in a specific period. By default, it shows 7 days. So in up here, you can choose the date range. There's some predefined values. And of course, you can choose a custom date if you want to. And very interestingly, I've made it so you can compare it to the previous period, but you can of course turn it off, and this nice graph is gonna upgrade based on that. In this case, I have, see, the last 7 days, there was like 1,500 searches, total 36,000 results shown, and a couple of interactions. And one of the more interesting things about this is that you can filter this, for example, by phrases. I know like Elementor, Elementor is used, let me find Elementor, is used plenty of times here because on the very first page, it is a suggested keyword. So I can like check how many, how many searches have been made on each day or in total for that phrase. I can also filter that by device. I guess like there's not gonna, oh, there was some mobile. Okay, users. That's great. Let me remove this phrase because it's gonna change that by a month. I can also like distinguish between live and redirect version. So the live search is when you do a search and it shows this live container, and the redirect is whenever the enter is hit. And so that is the difference. I can also like filter by the status. So if there was at least one result returned, or if there wasn't anything returned, as well as if there was a click on a result, or there wasn't a click on a result, or just show both, as well as the search bar, like which search bars do I want to restrict this complete filter to. And of course the refer means the page where the page was, like the source page, and we just look for the home and go home page, and I can see the results, and of course the users. I can just like most of my searches here is the guest. So yeah, I mean, there's no point, or maybe myself. If I look at myself, yeah, I mean, well, I'm not doing a mobile. So yeah, here is the one redirect search that I just did. Here we go. Look at this, today's date, and here is that one redirect that I actually did just now. All right, and of course you can, if you want, you can just remove this and remove the rows which have no results. It's especially useful when when things are getting exported, but more on that a little bit later. All right, what else? So regards the searches, you can also check them by popularity. By popularity, I mean by default, you can see the most popular search phrases. And in this case, it's an empty phrase, and that is because the empty phrase represents when nothing was entered, but like a filter was used or auto-populate or whatever. But of course, you can just ignore that if you want. You can just turn it off and see the real search phrases if that's what you fancy. And of course, change the period. I don't have a comparison to the previous period because this is not running for 30 days. It's not been. This is a fairly new feature, and I think I have it. Some gathered data for the past 12 or for like 15 days. Here again, you can see the most popular phrases ordered and what the total search number was compared to the previous period. Of course, you can turn this off if you don't want. You just want the values, the average results, the average interactions, and of course, how many total users who triggered this phrase. But more interestingly, you can change the popularity criteria, the field, to say the referrer page. That is the most popular pages through which a search was initiated. To some extent, this could be a really, really interesting metric because you want to maybe know which pages are the most interactive, and maybe you want to target that and change the search. Just adjust it a tiny bit. You can then use this refer page as a filter criteria in all searches, and I'm going to show just in a tiny bit to see what people are searching for. So I will just copy this, and when we move on, I'm going to use this refer page as a criteria to see what these 113 searches were on this week. And of course, you can check like which search bar, how many searches were there through that search bar, again, what search type and the device type and whatnot. So yeah, just many different fields or popularity criteria, as I would say. And now let's move on to this. All searches is basically you can just browse all of the searches. One additional thing here is the ordering. That is, if you want to order it by a different criteria, while in the volume and the popular versions, that makes just no difference, no sense, because like in popular case, you want to like order by the popularity. So there's no point to change the ordering. But here, as I said, okay, let's go to the referrer. Let me just try to look for this property search page. And see, here is the 113 as it was shown in the popular searches. So I can see what search phrases were used. Maybe that's something you wanna see. You wanna adjust by that. Look at that. I can check all of that, and I can even filter it. By if I just want to see the desktop or the mobile, or maybe if I only want to see the live or the redirect versions, or how many results were displayed, or even by the user interaction. And one very, very interesting feature here in all searches, that we have this show results button link, that when I click on it, it's gonna load all the results that have been displayed on that search. So here we go. So this is how many results there were shown, and this is gonna display all of the matches. Look, there was 8 here, and it's just gonna show me all of that. And of course, you can delete here under the actions column. You can just delete. Let me I want to delete something that has been made by me in the past. Here we go, the last search. I want to just delete it, and it's no longer there. Before we move on, I want to show you one really nice feature, and that is the export view button right up there. You can export either the current page that is up here, and you can even change the number of items displayed in here, or you can export all of them. Let me just try to export all of these. It should work all pages, and see where this leads us. And let me try to open this. And here we go. Look at this. Everything exported into CSV. So it's like a 1500 some items here. If you want to do something with this data, this is a really good feature. I've been asked for this a million times. You know, people wanted to see what what the users were searching for, and as well as like exporting. So these were the two main things. And one thing that I really love, and I was too excited up until now to even turn it on. Look at this switch right here. It's a night mode switch. Oh my god, I love this. I love this. If I can, every time I do dark mode for every single website. And here, this was, I think, what the first component that I coded is this dark mode. And of course, if I refresh the page, it's gonna memorize it. Should I keep it this way? I think I will. Okay, let's look at how the real time, like, it looks very similar. It's just the background is darker. And now let's move on to the results. For the results, there is popular and all results. It looks really very similarly to the searches. But instead of the searches there, you can look at the most popular results by either views or by interactions. So interactions means how many times the result was clicked in that period. So in this case, 9 times the image Linux gallery image search was most popular by interactions, and by views the query loop search and filter. That means views means it was returned that many times to the user. And of course you can use the same exact filters, the comparison, of course the export, and the filter criteria. Say you only want to, you know, show the mobile devices, and you can see the mobile device searches, which seems to be down from the previous period, which is interesting. See, this is how you learn from these metrics. That's kind of useful. And again, all results, here we go. It is again very similar to all searches, but instead of a search phrase or a search field, there is the result. You can see which one was the most popular, who was the user, which search ID, which could be really useful if you know, let's grab this. If I go back to, say, all searches, and I go to filter by search ID, I can take a look at which, which results were displayed, which I can do it in all results, but it's a little bit, it's strain on the eye. But here I can just do it in one place, and I just go back to all results, and I basically have all the information, as well as if the user had interacted. So again, you get all of these filters right here. As I showed you before, you can use a phrase. I had the Elementor example before, because I know there's a lot of these, and as you can see, there's plenty of search results displayed for that in the past week. Now let's move on to the interactions, which is very similar to the all results in the all searches, but instead it shows a result that had been clicked through a search. Say someone was doing a staff search on the home page, and they will redirected to this result, which is not really useful here. It's just a sample purposes, but you get the deal here. And of course you get the same exact filters. You can do all of your data transformation, and of course exporting all of the information and order them as you see fit. I believe this covers basically everything you need to know. The rest you will figure out. One more very important thing is the settings. You have seen this for a couple of seconds when I turned it on. Of course, you can turn this whole thing off if you want to. That is up to you. You can even turn off the results and the interaction statistics if you don't want to, track the results and the interactions for some reason. That is up to you. As well as adjust the search phrase length. This is to save some database space. You don't want to track too long search phrases. It just doesn't make really sense. Up to 100 characters is plenty. I would even go a bit lower, because like really long phrases, if you're not expecting really long phrases, those are very, really, really rare. I would even go lower. You can adjust the data retention here. So how many rows should there be saved? Like if there's more than this 1 million, the data, the oldest data is going to be automatically deleted, as well as how many results should be saved through every single search. Because if you have 1 million rows on that database, and if every single search would have yielded 50 results, you would have like up to 50 million rows in the results database. Although it like sounds like a really big thing, but it's not. It's actually not that big of a deal, because the results database doesn't actually store any like text information. It's just references through ID. So even like 50 million rows would be just a couple of, I'm guessing like a couple hundred megabytes, and we're talking like millions of rows. So it should be all right. Not only that, but you can adjust the data retention age, so max age of the searches, and that goes from 1 week to 2 years. I would just leave it to 1 year. That 1 year of information can be still really useful. And of course, exclusions by keywords. So for example, I had a lot of like these spam searches, which included the drug and pharmacy and shop and whatever. I just added these, and whenever something like this is matched in even partially, so the user enters the keyword and any of these words is found in it, and it's not logged. Again, there's a full match. So if you want the whole thing that is entered is matched through these keywords, then it's going to be, it's going to be excluded. Two more things. One is the real-time statistics interval refresh rate. That is 5 seconds set by default. I think I would just leave it like that. But if you want, you can just change it to like 10 seconds or a minute or whatever, if you like to look at that graph. It's up to you. I just wanted to add an option to adjust that. And last but not least is this results page elements custom DOM selector, and just this is a text input. As you can see, if you don't know what this means, just by reading it, you probably should leave it empty. That's all I'm going to say about it. This helps to basically identify the results on the results page. So when a user clicks on it, the search knows that, okay, this should be logged as a result, and then reverse engineer which result was it and just store it in the database. That's what it is. If you're a developer, you probably know what this is, and even then, you probably don't need to do anything. Ajax Search Pro tries to find the appropriate selector. All right, so what I'm the most excited about is probably the settings page, which I really want to extend through the whole of the plugin, because these are completely modern, made from scratch controls, to which I put like kind of a lot of effort into, and I really want them to incorporate the main thing, like rework the whole UI to these, because I think this is just fairly more usable. You have a little bit more space. There's a little bit more organization, and it kind of makes more sense. My favorite is probably this keyword thingy, that the UI is basically from YouTube. You have probably seen this. So when you copy paste things, it's gonna generate these keywords, and you can clear them and you can copy them, and it really is great. I think this is one of the more usable things here. And oh, I almost forgot, you can of course reset the options to defaults. It's gonna ask you through this custom model, and of course delete all statistics data if you want to delete all this data. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I was super excited to show this to you. Leave a thumbs up if you like it too. Any suggestions, do the comments below. I will read them and answer if I can. If you want this thing in your website, well, just grab a license of Ajax Search Pro, links in the description below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.